The Mystara project is proud to present part 12 of the Places of Mystara series. In this video we take a look at the village of Abutah in Upper Thothia. Abutah was introduced on the Isle of Dawn 24-mile hex map in the 1989 boxed set, Dawn of the Emperors. It is located on the northeastern edge of the Great Escarpment of the southern Isle of Dawn, also known as Upper Thothia. It is southeast of the Valley of the Dawn where some Thothian pharaohs are entombed. It is located about 96 miles southwest of the Thothian capital of Mystara. The climate is subtropical, being about 35 degrees north of the equator and 9 degrees west of the Sundsvall meridian. Abutah is not formally part of the Kingdom of Thothia, as the Great Escarpment is problematic to traverse. Instead it is more or less independent, run by Nebutet, the village priest, chief and judge with the title Hem-Netja. The village only has 360 inhabitants. The Thothian villages mainly believe that they have always inhabited the Isle of Dawn. Some believe they arrived from star kingdoms like the Alphatians. The village name suggests possible Alassian origins. It is possible that the southern Dawn territories were used by the Thothaian Empire as their plantations, which were worked by Bulgar slaves. Abutah was settled by Thothians some time after their Nithian ancestors founded the colony of Thothia around BC 1100. In BC 700, Pharaoh Ramenhotep X of Thothia succumbed to the influence of Archatheti and became a vampire mystic. Under her influence, Thothia abandoned the Magian fire worshipper pantheon and adopted eight-pointed web mysticism. In BC 500, Pharaoh Haptithep of Thothia fled to Upper Thothia from the Alphatian invasion, after his realm suddenly plunged into chaos, as the Nithian Empire was wiped from mortal memory by the Immortals. Sometime later, Haptithep ventured to the outer plane of Limbo, defeated a minion of Chaos and successfully bound his soul to his decaying body, and became a lich. The Thothians believe they were once part of a mighty empire, but they were abandoned by the Immortals. They turned to eight-pointed web mysticism, which represents 8 guiding principles as shown in this diagram. They also hold spiders to be sacred and their poison to be used on their weapons. However, the spider symbol actually represents the entropic immortal, the night spider, whose true name is Arachne Prime. She is currently stranded on Mystara, below the spider city of Aran, northwest of the Valley of the Dawn and south of Trikelios. She is actually the puppet of another entropic immortal, Alphax the Dark, who seeks the destruction of Alphatia. Some villages are fanatical followers of Pharaoh Haptithep. They visit his main tomb in a deserted valley, bringing food and other offerings. They listen to his preachings against Alphatian invaders, who are profaners and tomb robbers. They take their poisoned blades with lizard-shaped hilts to hunt these profaners. They listen to his words against the mercenary fast runner Rakasta of the southwestern prairies serving Pharaoh Ramenhotep XXIII. The cat people are offensive to the Immortals, only Immortals may assume such hybrid form. Some Thothians secretly still follow Ra. The Thothians of Abutah speak Thothian. A few are literate and can speak a little Alphatian. Both men and women dress in linen kilts. Children take up their parents' occupation, as is customary. Common occupations are masons, millers, farmers, midwives, hunters, fishers, potters, weavers and herders. They follow the Nithian calendar, which was later adopted by the Alphatians. Though is the first month of the year and marks the start of the flooding season, Arkit. TB marks the start of the growing season, Peret. The harvest season, Shimu, commences in the month of Parkans. Abutah could be used as a base for a campaign comprised of Thothian characters. Available armor may be limited to leather. Thieves and magic users would probably need to be based in the larger settlements like Mystara, Trikelios, or Ecto. For a foreigner's campaign, Abutah is not a welcoming place. Perhaps the foreign adventurers could win the village's favor by completing some task, like defeating a menacing monster. There are no taverns or inns. Guests are usually accommodated by the Hem-Netja, or camp in one of the family courtyards. Abutah could be used as a base to explore the Great Escarpment. Inhabitants of the forest to the south could include dinosaurs, giant lizards, giant snakes, giant frogs, insect swarms, great cats, bears, and green or jade dragons. Adventurers could encounter traveling parties of fast runner Rakasta heading for Thothia to seek mercenary employment, or a lost Thyacian expedition from Kedvicha. Adventurers could contract malaria or yellow fever. Other campaign adventurers could revolve around the entropic followings of the undead pharaohs, Haptothep and Ramenhotep X, culminating in the restoration of the followings of the Nithian immortals like Ra. This concludes our look at the village of Abutah, on the Great Escarpment of Upper Thothia, on the southern Isle of Dawn.